This week, I ran my own solo cash cup to figure out the solo meta just for you guys. I got some of the best solo players from around the world to come into my lobby and play, such as Jake Buko, who's won over 25 games in solo cash cup finals, to figure out exactly what the meta is. There's a lot of different options. Should you go for the dash coin? Should you go for mythic? Should you play no mobility? Should you play Fizz, Clomberries, or should you use the wings, even though they don't seem that strong at all? So in this video, I'm going to show you all of the strategies you should be using if you want to get your best ever solo placement this upcoming weekend, when no other player knows the meta. So let's get straight into this. This season, one of the biggest changes is there's no cash. However, the forecast towers are still in, and there's only 2 of them across the entire map every single game. I'll leave a link on screen to where all of them spawn, and I'd really recommend going for these if you guys are confident in fighting, and if you're going to play with forecast correctly, such as early rotating, putting yourself in good spots early on. I'd really recommend going for it if it suits your playstyle. It definitely helps your chance for winning a game, and Jake Buko in this game went for it. The key thing is though, you need to be good at fighting, otherwise you're just going to get W-keyed by multiple players, and you have to be winning a 1v1 normally to get the forecast tower. You're not just going to get it uncon. One big new addition that you guys need to be aware of in solos this season is the new bunkers that spawn around the map. There's about a 60% chance of each one of them spawning, so if you guys see them spawning on the 3rd zone, I would normally recommend going for one back in Storm and carrying a whole load of whites so you can fight for it, and normally the ones back in Storm don't even get conned. It's really important though to remember these are very strong and they give you a mod bench, 3 god chests, as well as loads of ammo, but you're going to need to remember you're going to have a bad position on zone, so you need to make sure your rotates are as strong as possible, and also you have enough whites to get out of Storm to begin with. I see a lot of players going for these and then putting themselves in a way worse position, even though they get a whole load of god loot from the chest, because of course in solos positioning is key, which is what we'll talk about next. This right here is the movement meta for this season. I'd really recommend you guys try running this every single game, the solo cash cup. So first of all, you're going to use the Fizz juice, but you're not just going to Fizz juice on foot. You're going to carry the wings, and it's really important that you do this tip. So what you want to do is activate your wings and then bump into your cone like this. Basically like doing a mini launch pad, but because you've got the Fizz effect on, you go flying into the air as far as possible. This means that you don't have that massive hitbox where you can get easily 200 out the eye, and you're not going to get shot at anybody. And it's important that you time your rotates to be going at the same time as other players. Another very useful thing I would recommend doing is, if you can, try to tap this water at some point throughout the game, just walking through it, and you can use this to rotate even further and get as deep into dead side as possible. Dead side this season is completely broken compared to previous seasons. It's way more strong than usual. As you can see, the player that won this first game, what he does is he puts himself in this really god position towards dead side, and as the zone is expanding up, going towards the north, he's going to do the ramp boost again without using the Fizz. This allows him to get a crack on a player who's also going dead side, and now he's going to W key and he's going to take out this other player and have dead side completely to himself. Again, when it comes to using the wings plus the Fizz, you want to make sure you try and do it as early as possible, or you go late with other people. As you can see here, Gonzo goes early, and this puts himself in an absolutely god spot on this next partial zone, and means that he's towards dead side again. Dead side is so unbelievably strong this season, especially when you combine it with the wings for 3 rotates. A couple more important things like using the wings to rotate. Let's say you're ever tarping in an end game and you're doing something like this, and you put yourself in a good spot, you want to rotate towards the front side. You can just do a wing boost like this, and actually just insta fly with the ramp like that, which is really strong. And you can also combine that with a flowberry. So let's say you're ramp tarping and you want to just cut really quickly towards the front side. You can just press that, go flying towards front, and basically cut the entirety of moving zone in one rotate. Also, important thing to note about using the wings at any situation like this, and you're doing this 2 high ramp boost, is you can swap off the wings and shoot people. So you can wing boost shoot, and then polite the wings to not take fall at the end. But you're not going to go as far. You'll never use the wings. You basically have low gravity, which is really key. That was fun. Another very good strat that you can do with the wings is this one, where you go into a wall and then you just simply left click and you go flying into the air like that. And of course you can use that to take high ground. You can also combine this with a flowberry, so you use flowberry. Walk into the wall again just like this, left click and you go flying there. And you can also do this. If you don't have a flowberry effect, pull out your wings after. One important thing to mention this season is snipers are back in, and they are extremely strong. I would personally recommend using a suppressor on your sniper. If you can get a mod bench, it makes it 10 times more powerful, and you can also use the sniper as a rotate tool, and you can actually hold it out as you rotate, so people are less likely to tank you. Again, since snipers run, make sure your movement is good, make sure you're counter strafing, make sure you're crouching and sliding as you rotate, and having good awareness by doing 360s the whole time as you rotate. If you guys still want to carry a sniper along with the Fizz and the wings, what I'd recommend doing is running just an auto shotgun plus a sniper, and that allows you whites with the medkits or chug splashes, as well as the Fizz plus the wings to have unlimited mobility. And also remember, you can actually use the sniper as a rotate tool. If you don't want to waste all your Fizz mid game, you can actually hold the sniper out, and it's going to let other people know that you have a sniper, and they're not going to be less likely to try to tank you on your rotates, and it's going to get a lot of free rotates if you just hold it out as you rotate. As we get later into the game, this is where I'd recommend you guys still try to carry the wings plus Fizz, but instead just rotate with the Fizz. During first moving specifically, just using the wings is quite risky. You might fall in somebody's box or end up in a 50-50 situation. So what I'd recommend doing is just doing good solid Fizz rotates just like this, and trying to stick to the edge of zone, ideally on a good layer. You don't want to be trying to claim low ground or anything at the moment. Instead, put yourself on a good layer where you can easily use your wings and your Fizz to keep on having efficient map rotates. As you can see here, Gonzo does this absolutely perfectly. He's going to Fizz up again. Now he's going to edit out the top of his box and have a really easy rotate, and also is able to get a kill this way. Whenever you do these wing rotates during first moving, it's quite unlikely you're able to find a kill like this, so instead using the Fizz is much better and save the wings for your later on rotates. And when it comes to using the wings end game, you can either use them straight forward or diagonally like he does right there. He doesn't use the Fizz since he's got none left. Instead, he just wing rotates small distances for the rest of these rotates. Doing them diagonally is absolutely perfect. It's really important that you hold the wings out, especially if you're going down layers. As you can see here, the second moving plays absolutely max. Take a look what he does. He thinks about his wind condition, which is going to be height later on, chops them out, and then he uses the wings well holding them out, and is able to go completely front side in a really good position here to find a refresh. Trying to win a game from low ground this season is extremely hard, mainly because there's going to be people playing with medkits backstone who are probably going to outlive you, as well as height is just going to be completely focused on pressuring you with whatever gun they have. As you can see here, Gonzo's in a really bad position. He's got loads of kills down on low ground. However, in this spot, he can't really do much. He's getting pressured by Height, who's using Fizz. But take a look at the play that he does. He wing exploits on the wall, hits a 100 tag, and takes out Height. But the guy playing Backstorm with medkits ends up winning the game. I cannot tell you guys how important it is to have whites going into endgame. It's really unlikely that you win the game unless you have medkits in this current season. It's always going to go to heat off.